Morning all, welcome to a beautiful morning on Anglesey. It's absolutely delightful this morning. The weather for the last week, 10 days has been absolutely shocking. Big winds, raining, torrential every day. It's been awful. Today's the first day. I mean, even up until last night was wild. 40-mile-an-hour winds, absolutely battered it down all night. Today is the first decent day for quite a while. That said, I've just got to the mark now and the wind is slightly different than forecast. I thought it would be coming over my shoulder here. It's kind of coming like parallel with the rocks, if you like. We're about 2 hours to high tide and the waves are kind of coming over the highest rock. So I'm a bit unsure really whether it's set up or not. Just had a couple of casts with the feathers. I've not brought any frozen mackerel with me. Must have used them all last time we were out. So I've just had a few casts with the feathers. Got one Tope size bait and one livey size bait. But I'm just a bit unsure whether to set the big rods up yet. Because I think these waves might be. It's not all the time, but every sort of 5 or 10 minutes, just get a big one coming over the highest rocks. I'm a bit unsure whether to set up or whether to just be a little bit safer and wait for the high tide to come and go. I think an hour after high tide will be safe for the rest of the day, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a few more casts with the feathers and see what this tide does. Like I say, about 2 hours, just short of 2 hours to high water. Really on the fence at the moment, but obviously safety is paramount. I don't want to be washed off because that would ruin the next 2 or 3 days that we've got. Right, we'll get back to the mackerel in and make a decision. Yeah, I think unfortunately these waves are just going to be too much for high tide. I don't think we're going to get cut off, or I would get cut off in this little channel here, but the high rocks that we fish off would be fine, but I think the odd rogue wave's just going to be too much to fish high tide. So there, put the gear back up on the shelf here. I'm just going to have, well, as long as I get until this back channel starts to flood, and then we'll either have to go somewhere else or sit it out for an hour or so. I just can't, the wind's at a really awkward angle at the moment, so I don't think there really is anywhere else that I fancy. Probably just gonna have to wait it out, I think. Lose a bit of fishing time, but safety is the better part of valour for sure today. Wind's just a little bit too much, and these waves getting a little bit dangerous, I think. So yeah, no point risking it. Have another 3/4 of an hour, whatever we get, till this back channel floods, and then we'll have to wait it out till it starts dropping again, or the wind drops. Either or. Well, I think I made the right decision. It's pretty nuts out there now. No chance of fishing it. Definitely getting swept off. Well, I don't know what to do. I'm probably just going to wait it out, to be honest. About half an hour for my high tide now. I reckon an hour after it, maybe not even that. Should be fine again to fish. Still only got one Tope bait though, mackerel, scarce. Which is concerning because he ain't brought any with me. Still, it is what it is. Had a little codling, I think that was. Not 100%, I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was my first ever cod. Another one shorts off the list. Nuts out there now. Right, I'm going to have to work my way back up the rocks. We'll have a chill up there for an hour. Bit of an audio book. And we'll come back down and start again. Right, I think we're nearly good now to go back to our original mark. Just had a couple of hours, well, hour and a half or so, on another rock a little bit further down. Wasn't too bad, but not a lot there. 2 mackerel, I think. Had one fall off, but other than that, slim pickings. So we're going to need to catch some. We get the big rod set up and cast out. It might be feathering all day because it's a lot of casts but not a lot of fish at the minute. Hopefully we'll get some this afternoon, as long as we can keep the rods in. I would like a few to take tomorrow, so I might go and try somewhere a little bit different. I've been there before and it wasn't tons of mackerel down there, so we'll see. I'm probably not going to, I'll probably come here again, to be honest, if I don't catch quite a few mackerel this afternoon to take with me tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's go and catch a big tope. Oh, I might have jumped the gun a little bit here. The water's still rushing through this back channel. Can get across it, but we'll give it 10 or 15 minutes and then it'll be much easier to do. I'll be able to set the rods up here, just carry them over 20 yards over to our fishing mark. Right, let's get these big rods sorted. Another absolute unit. 40 pound 12 ounces. Oh. Easy tighter. Wow. What a fish. Look at that. I don't know what I've done to deserve this, but God, I must be the luckiest tope angler alive. 40 pound 12 ounces. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. Unbelievable creature. Oh, what a fight as well. No sort of nod on the rod or anything, it was just gone. Just took so much line on the first run. Absolutely, it had me all over the show. Obviously, as you've seen from the footage this morning, the waves are pretty tasty, so it was a palaver getting in. I didn't actually think it was that big when I was landing it, but as soon as I tried to lift it out, I'm spitting all over. As soon as I tried to lift it out, oh God, what a fish. Unbelievable. 40 pounder. Wow. Absolutely over the moon. So happy with that. Oh, amazing. Only like half a day in now as well. Only been here maybe 2 hours. Obviously spent a lot of time messing about with it, chasing the waves up and down, but 2 hours into my proper tope session, a 40 pounder. No words. Another male, same as the last one. 32 pound this time. What a lovely fish. Smile for the camera, lad. Right, let's get him straight back. The last one was melting all over me, so I'm sure this one will in a second. So, awesome stuff. Let's get him back. Yeah, he's dripping on me now. the next bait to go out. Just a little bit of tail section, that's all I've got. I cannot catch a mackerel. So last bait, we need to get some bait. Feathers have been thrashed to a foam. It's no joy, so that's got to go out. Beautiful wrasse. My biggest wrasse as well. 2 PBs in one day. Look at his eye. Lovely fish. Top number 3 for the day. Shade over 35 pound. 30 plus that. Oh, it's so strong. Another male. Wow. Get up a bit. 35 and a bit. This has been some day, I tell you. Look at that. 3 male tope. 32, 35, 40 pound. Unbelievable. Oh. Let's get him back. Wow. Just released my 3rd tope of the day. 3rd over 30 pound. What can you say? Literally, what can you say? 32, 35, 40 pound 12. What an absolute day. Oh, just amazing. I've been scratching for bait as well all day. That was on, oh, that last one was actually on. That little bit of tail that I put out. The other rod's been out for about 3 hours. So probably won't be anything on that, but I just haven't brought it in because I've got nothing to put back out on it. So I've only got that one rod out. Do you know what? I'm probably going to call it a day. I can't catch a mackerel for love nor money. I've been trying down the edge, trying to catch a pollock. Even a pollock could do. And all I've caught is tiny little pollock and great big wrasse. So I don't know. I really don't want to go home. It's about an hour and a half, something like that, till sunset. And I desperately don't want to go home. But I'm absolutely knackered. Been up since about 7 o'clock. Thrashed the water to a foam for the mackerel. There's just not that many out there. I think I've had 5 in total. Really tough going today. I've been casting the feathers literally all day as well. So tomorrow is another day. It ain't gonna beat today, that's for sure. But hopefully the water might clear down a bit and the mackerel might start feeding. I've tried all sorts as well, little sabikis, massive homemade ones, thinking that maybe they couldn't see the little ones in the murky water, but nothing. Odd scragglers. But hey, what are you going to do? I cannot complain. It has been an epic day. Absolutely unbelievable. So I'm going to clear up this bomb site. Literally got gear all over the show. Probably call it an early dart, I think. It's been a special day, that's for sure. See you tomorrow. Own it all, back on the rocks, and it is a struggle. Been here for about 2 hours now and not had one single mackerel. So the rods are still in the sleeves, no bait to be cast out. Obviously ran out of bait yesterday, there's nothing about. I've even had a float down the side with some limpets on, had a couple of little bites, but I think it's just wrasse grabbing it. What can you do? Taking off my homemade feathers now, just put some little sabiki shrimps on, see if that makes any difference. But to be honest, I think if they were out there, I'd be catching at least the odd one. Oh, I did have one on and then got me lead snagged as I was bringing it in. Lost the old bloody set. So it ain't going to plan, to put it mildly. About on high tide now, I think. Yeah, it must be about high tide, half an hour max away from it. so we've been able to stay on it today. The weather's not too bad at all. It's absolutely freezing though. It must be 5 or 6 degrees colder than yesterday. The wind's nowhere near as strong. Yeah, no bait to be found. Actually went to Asda and Morrison's last night as well, see if we could get some bait of any description, but fishmongers in Morrison's was short and there was absolutely nothing in the Asda. Right, back to the feathering. My arms have taken a right beating over the last couple of days. I'm aching a bit, to be honest. There's a lot of cormorant here in front of me and he keeps catching little fish. So there's obviously bait fish around. Where are the mackerel? Oh, finally! Just managed my first mackerel on a little spinner. I think they might be quite close in. Why maybe I've not been catching so many on the feathers. Right, let's get him hooked up and sent out. Tope number 4 of the trip. 36 pound. 4 30-pound fish. Unreal. Right, let's get here, I think, straight back. Fourth tope of the trip, 36 pound, 430 pluser as well. Oh, I wish I could catch more mackerel. Just doesn't seem to be hardly any out there. I've caught one more, so I've been able to put that one rod back out again, but I've just lost my one and only decent spinner. Got some soft plastics, minnow type things, so I'm going to sling one of those out. They do seem to be close, so both those I've had within sort of 10 or 15 yards of the rocks. I'll stick at it, hopefully we'll keep that one rod out. Gonna stay tomorrow as well, can stay till about lunchtime tomorrow. It's my brother's 40th birthday tomorrow, so I've got to be back for a family dinner. But other than that, I can stay. With the mackerel situation, it's just tricky. I'm gonna have a little bit of lunch and then have another bash with the feathers, try and fish them a little bit closer to the shore, but it's just the rocks snagging when you try to push it too close. Lost a couple of sets trying to fish them close in. Just catch a couple of strings of mackerel rather. Would let me fish right into dark, which I don't mind doing tonight. Don't mind staying tonight. Anyway, we'll keep plugging on and hopefully catch a few more mackerel and ideally a few more tope. Wouldn't mind a bass as well. I had a bass fall off yesterday on a livey, so if we could catch a little mackerel, get them out. There just seems to be bass around as well. Anyway, it's just an epic trip. I can't complain about anything, but it's a graft. Oh, had a bit of a nightmare last hour. Lost another 2 tope. Totally different reasons as well. One, big fish. First one I lost, really big fish. Just absolutely flew 100 yards plus of line out on the take, and then just fell off. Brought the bait back in. Bait was totally untouched, so it's obviously just nicked it on one of the hooks, not really had the bait inside its mouth and just fallen off. Shit happens, I guess. Just not really can do about that. But the second one, again, pissing line out on the take. As soon as I picked the rod up, just cut me off on the strike. Again, one of them things, I suppose. Fishing over roughish ground, it's going to happen. But still, a bit of a gutter. Just glad that I've already landed 4. So it's not the end of the world, but the first one felt big, so that's a bit disappointing. But shit happens. Still had 4. Still got time to go. I've had another couple of mackerel. So I've got 2 rods out now. but still, I've literally been casting feathers and lures all day long, and only had, what, I've had 3, 4 maybe today. Yeah, it's tough going, but rods are in the water, wind's pushing right into us now, so my casting distance has cut down quite a bit, probably taking 20-30 yards minimum off the cast. It's not getting quite as far out, but hopefully there's plenty mooching about and we get another chance. Not when you need, when hook baits are at a premium. Little dogfish. I think there might be one on the other rod as well. Down to my last mackerel. So 2 small baits are going out, I think, here. Tope number 5. Not weighing this one. 20 pluser. Lovely fish though. Okay, let's get him back. A bit too close in the mouth on that one. Right, let's get this sorted. Gushing. Tope number 5, smallest of the lot. Mid-20. Unfortunately, I went too far in that one's mouth. My finger is absolutely pouring with blood. Was it worth it? Maybe not for that one, but for all 5, absolutely. Oh, and now we have got no bait left. I've got 1 rod in with a tiny little bit of tail on, but I imagine it'll get dogfished out pretty shortly. We'll fish that one out. The weather's actually turning pretty horrible. It's been cold all day. I had to put my warm jacket on, but the skies are going pretty black. It's about half an hour maybe from sunset hour, possibly. It's getting pretty cold. It's just raining while I was landing that fish as well, so we might make a bit of an exit. I'd stay if I had more bait, I really would, but I can't tell you how hard I fished for the mackerel today. They're just not there. I think I've had 4, maybe 4 in total, possibly 5, and that's like I've fished solid all day with the feathers, lures, all sorts. Right, go and get this finger sorted, and we'll think about maybe having a slow pack up. I think that'll be last fish of the day. Nice bull huss, 9.5 pound, my first ever, never caught one before, so that's nice. Oh, he's an angry little chap. What a fish. Well pleased with that. That is a really good end to the session, I think. Okay. Let's chuck him back and have a pack up, I think. And that, guys and gals, is a wrap. Really wanted to stay on into darkness today, but the weather's turned, the wind really getting up, the waves, the spray was actually going over the rods, and we're still probably 3-4 hours from high tide. So I thought better to be safe than sorry, in the dark as well, on my own. Just didn't fancy staying on, and obviously the bait situation. I've really struggled to catch mackerel today. I think I might have had 3, possibly 4 all day long. That bull hussy actually caught on one that had 2 takes on already. Proper manky bit of mackerel. Really scraping the barrel, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's a shame I didn't have more, but I don't think I'd have caught any more, to be honest. I fished 1 rod for quite a lot of today, but would I have had more with 2 rods in? Maybe not. Hey, who knows? But 5 tope and a bull huss over the 2 days. I am more than happy with that. What did they go? So I had one about 25 that I didn't weigh, 32, 35, 36 and £40 12 ounces. What an amazing trip. I very much doubt that it's ever going to happen again. I hope it does. But yeah, 5 Tope over 2 days is just amazing. And my first ever bull huss, which was extra special. Just a brilliant trip all around. Really enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a graft if I'm honest, but you know, effort equals reward at the end of the day. And you know, I've been rewarded handsomely. Right, I am not going to fish tomorrow. This weather looks like it's in. I've got to leave by midday anyway, and I've got no bait to start the day with, so I didn't catch a mackerel till nearly lunchtime today. So I think it'd be pretty pointless tomorrow. I'm going to get home, get my head down, get a bit of rest, and yeah, got my brother's 40th tomorrow, so that should be a good night. All good. Right, thank you very much for watching. I've got 2.5 hour drive now, so see ya wherever we end up next.